Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. Not exactly a smooth launch as we all expected. And the reason I say as we all expected, because we thought, all right, after 4 years that Asobo had with Flight Simulator 2020, all of us have thought that, hey, maybe Asobo has really learned how to operate the servers and how to run the servers. And I know the servers are run by Microsoft, but maybe they have learned how to give the Microsoft the necessary analytics and database on how their servers needs to be dedicated and expanded, etc., etc. I don't know. I just thought maybe that Asobo would have figured out a way to. What I'm trying to say, maybe I thought that Asobo has learned from Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 on how to keep Flight Simulator 24 stable. But apparently, Asobo hasn't learned anything from 4 years of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. And why do I say this? And I'm not saying this to be harsh. I'm not saying this to be negative. Especially for those of you who watched my live stream yesterday. I'm saying this because I'm at the point where I feel that we have become too comfortable with developers just releasing these games unfinished, you know. And I think it's time that we as the gamers, that we spoke out and let the developers know that no, it's not okay. You know, there's no excuse for this. You had plenty of time to do open beta tests, to collect all the data, to get all the databases, to learn the algorithm of how the servers with the data centers are operating and rendering this world scenery, and how you are going to implement that with this new graphics engine that you're using, right? All of these things you had plenty of time to test. You had plenty of time to gather the information. You know, I'm just tired of excuses. I think a lot of people are tired of excuses. I don't want to go into technicality, and I think that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to use the scapegoat. They're trying to play this card of technicality. Well, it's very difficult to explain. It's a technical issue that we right now don't have time to explain to everybody because it's too confusing to everybody to understand. No. And you're right. It is not our job to understand, but it's your job to understand that we as consumers, man, we're getting tired of this. We're getting tired of unfinished products. And I know some people will say, "Well, hold on, Mr. 4K. They will fix it." Yeah. 6 months from now, a year from now, just like Battlefield 2042, 3 years from now, right? I remember when Battlefield 2042 came out, it wasn't fixed till like 3 years later. I don't want to wait. We want finished products. Same thing with Test Drive Unlimited, you know, Solar Crown. Why is this like so hard for developers to understand? Same thing with Stalker 2. I know. They had to move to Poland. I get it. But that's, to me, sounds like some kind of excuse. You know, I'm just tired of excuses. Here's an excuse. Well, guess what? I can make an excuse not to do anything. I could make an excuse not to do nothing. But you know what that's going to make me? Just another guy making an excuse. I think we need to go past that. You know, you need to take pride and passion at what you do. I do this YouTube channel, but I take pride and passion in what I do. I've been doing it for 10 years. I try to do these long live streams. I try to make as many videos as possible. I take pride and passion in what I do. When I do something, I don't do it half-ass. I try to do it as best as I can. That's all we're asking. And I have a feeling that developers these days are not doing that. I have a feeling that developers these days are like, they'll be okay. They understand that we can always patch this game up. They'll understand. No. And I don't understand why some people are okay with that. No, you need to demand better. So anyway, getting back to Flight Simulator 2024. First of all, it was a disaster. It was released on November 19th. People couldn't access it for 24 hours. I did a live stream on it. You can go watch it. It's all documented. And then on the 20th, they were able to get in. But then they were faced with yet another problem. The problem of bugs. And I did a live stream yesterday, which is about 8 hours, 30 minutes. I think 8 hours and 34 minutes, something like that. And it was filled with bugs. And I got upset, man. I got upset at the one point in the live stream where I was just like, I lost my cool. And I was like, man, I'm sorry. I mean, and I apologize for my members that they had to witness that. But I mean, I just couldn't let it go. I was like, well, this is just a bunch of BS, man. You know, it's not bad enough that we couldn't access the game on the November 19th, and now here we are, November 21st, November 22nd. Now we're filled with another problem. We're filled with problems of bugs. And if you don't believe me, go watch my live stream, especially at the very end. It's all documented. Everything I tell you here is the truth. There's nothing here that I'm telling you that's some made-up crap, okay? Everything I can back up with credibility. So my whole point of this video is this. Here's my message to developers. And I hope the developers see this not as a negative, but as a positive feedback. Here's the message. If the game is not finished, don't release it. Postpone it. Release it for another time. And if you're having a difficult time testing the game, well, guess what? Put it on open beta. Put your game on open beta and let us help you. Let community help you. If you put your game on open beta for a couple of years, we will help you address all of these bugs and issues and server issues. And guess what? You'll have enough knowledge and enough data collected that you will be able to address every single one of these bugs and every single one of these issues. And guess what? When November 19th of 2024 comes in for the release, you will be ready for a smooth release of this game. But this only happens if you work with the community. Don't just do closed beta selected few. Don't tell me you only tested 200,000 individuals with a server. 200,000 is nothing. How about 1.5 million? How about 10 million? How about 5 million? To see how well can your servers handle it. Because you do know there will be 50 million people trying to access this game. Because they'll be switching over from 2020 Microsoft Flight Simulator. My message is this. Why do we, and this goes for every developer out there, why does it always has to be like this? Why can't we just have a finished game? Because I don't want this to become a new standard, and it seems to me, I'm afraid to say, this has become a new standard where this is acceptable. And I don't want to be living in a gaming world where this is acceptable. We're going to just hype these games, get all the hype, and then have you pre-order these games for a ridiculous amount of money. And then when the game is released, it's going to be a half-assed, unfinished product. No, this is not okay. And that's the message I want developers to get from this video. It is not okay. It is not okay to make excuses. It is not okay for you to tell me, oh, don't worry, we'll patch it up. We'll patch it up. No. Don't patch it up. Have it ready. Have the product ready. You had plenty of time, but what were you doing? What were you doing all this time? What were you doing? So, I don't want to hear no excuses. That's the end of the video. I don't want to hear no excuses. We are not interested in excuses. We are interested in results, not excuses. Because I can make excuses, you can make excuses, everybody can make excuses every day. Not to do anything and just be lazy. Stop making excuses. Be passionate about what you do. If the game is not finished, don't release it. If the game is finished and you tested it with everything and everything's smooth, okay, then release it. And that's the message in this 12-minute video I'm trying to put out there for developers. Please. This is not okay. No more excuses. If the game is not ready, don't release it. Postpone it. And push back the release date some other time. You know. All right, well, that's it. That's the end of the video. I don't know what else to say. I'm just tired of excuses. Please, no more excuses, developers. Okay? Let's start 2025 without excuses. People ask me, what do I want to see in 2025? I want to see complete games. I want to see finished games. I want to see a launch of a game that is finished, that it's a final product. I don't want to hear excuses. I'm tired of... We're all tired. I'm not alone in this. I'm not alone. I know there's others out there who are saying the same thing. They're tired of excuses. Fix your game. If it's not ready, don't release it. If it's ready and you know 100% it's ready and you tested everything prior to the release, then with full confidence, then you release it. All right, well, that's it. That's all I have to say about Flight Simulator 2024 at the moment.